So the guys down at Social Circle in Georgia, Robbie Surface actually challenged me to the Georgia Total Archery Challenge, coronavirus something. I'm not exactly sure what it's about other than just getting people out and shooting their bows, which is fine. And I like that, but I don't take a challenge too lightly. It's serious to me when I get challenged. And they're in Georgia, and it's a Georgia thing, right? So I felt like I should go to Georgia to do this. But that's a pretty good ways off, about a 10-hour drive. And, you know, with everything that's going on, I thought it might be a little bit difficult. So I got to thinking, well, what if I just shoot an arrow to Georgia? That seems logical, a little easier. But I've got friends down there, so I've called up Jay Moon. He's a professional shooter, and had him set a target out, print the target off for me, and set it up. He gave me the coordinates of exactly where it's supposed to be, the GPS coordinates. And so I've got that figured out. And so the next thing was I needed to figure out how much energy it would take to get an arrow from Arkansas to Georgia. It's 717 miles from here to there. So I called Josh Sidebottom. He's the engineer up there at Elite, and he calculated some numbers for me and told me exactly what it would take. And come to find out, the KURE actually has almost enough energy at 65 pounds to get there. It's super close, not quite. Now if I had a 70-pound model it would work, but I only have a 65. So I needed a little extra boost to get the arrow there. So I got a friend down in Cape Canaveral in Florida. He works at NASA. And I called in a favor, and he sent me the schematics on a 2-stage rocket. So, you know, the kind they used to put a man on the moon. Obviously, I scaled down the version of, you know, how it would work to actually have a 2-stage arrow. And so I need just a little bit of extra energy. So I come up with exactly what it takes here. This is actually a 2-stage arrow, and you can see here towards the end, what'll happen as soon as I shoot the arrow, within about a half a second, it'll ignite. You'll hear a pop, and then it takes off. And after it burns out, this part falls off, and there's a point underneath here. So it just goes through the air like that, and this part will be gone. So it should fall off somewhere in Mississippi, I think. But you know, it ain't gonna hurt anybody, I don't think. So. But with all those calculations and everything, you know, to have to figure out as far as how to get the arrow, that I have to aim it. That's the other thing. So had to call in a favor from the guys at CBE for a special scope to go on my bow here. And as you can tell, it won't work like a normal sight. You can't put it up here. It has to be mounted lower on the bow. So that creates another problem. You have to have a peep sight that is adaptable to a lot different anchor position, because, you know, as I'm drawing the bow, I'm like having to aim, like look down so low. So I devised a peep sight that goes on the string right here. It's all cut in nice, just the perfect size, real tiny hole. I think about a 1/64 hole is what it took to clear up everything. But yeah, so the Elite KURE, I think, will get an arrow there for me. I haven't actually shot it. The jet stream has been, the numbers are just a little off. So I'm hoping the grouping is okay down there. I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's a long ways down there to go check. So I think I got it calculated pretty good. So we'll just have to see. So load the arrow here. Like I said, the rocket actually just ignites almost as soon as it comes out of the bow. It takes a certain amount of energy to ignite the rocket. So you'll hear like a little pop, and then it's gone. So here we go. Total Archery Challenge, coronavirus, whatever, shot 1. Here we go. And you'll want to, if you ever attempt something like this, you want to go ahead and do your normal shot routine. Make sure you anchor up good and make the shot as good as you can. Oh, it's a long ways, so you got to lean at the waist too to get your form right. So that's about right. Let's go down Oh yeah, it's a pretty contrail. It's looking good. Go baby go. It's a gold tip. Arkansas to Georgia. Oh yeah, 4-fletch seemed like it worked the best too. With the calculations anyway. It does take a little bit of extra stabilization after that rocket takes off to make sure that everything stays online. So 3-fletch just didn't get the job done. Peep right. Yeah, tip's good. Oh yeah, that one's good too. Kind of almost looks like it's in the same contrail stream. One last arrow. This scope is pretty cool. It's a 3x7 actually, and but it says 3x7. It's actually 300 power by 700 power. So I got it all the way cranked up on 700. Don't really see a whole lot of wiggle. It's got the image stabilization in it also. It's a prototype. Oh yeah, that one looks good. They are to be there within like 4 seconds, I think, is what we calculated on speed. About a 10-hour drive, 10.5-hour drive, so I better get started. It'll be late tonight when I get there, so we'll go check out this group. Well, that looks pretty doggone good. Probably better than actually what I was expecting. Calculations were pretty good, obviously. I actually, right as I got in the car, as I was leaving earlier, which is 10.5 hours ago, I called Jay to let him know that the arrows were coming in. And as soon as we hung up on the phone, he said they landed. So it was a little bit longer than what I expected, but it was, I'm talking like, just seconds. So, so the arrows made it just fine, and obviously it looks like everything worked well. The KURE is obviously one heck of a bow. That was, again, a long shot, so really happy with how everything worked. Shout out to Tommy Gomez also for coming up with the contraptions to be able to, attach everything to the bow the right way. That guy's always thinking about different things. He really likes, just out of the box sort of ideas and stuff. He's really good at that kind of brainstorming. So shout out to you know, Tommy, Josh, everybody that was involved in this whole thing. Want to call out Walter Rush and Nathan Dennis and Chris Cape, you Georgia boys, trying to keep this Georgia Challenge thing going. Keep everything in the state of Georgia, obviously. That's where I'm at, headed back to Arkansas. Got about a 10.5-hour drive. So anyway, guys, you know, stay safe, wash your hands, do all the right things you're supposed to be doing. We'll see you soon at a tournament. I know they can't keep canceling them all. So see you guys pretty soon.